Sing me a song of a lass that is gone. Say, could that lass be I? Mary of soul, she sailed on a day over the sea to sky.
Hey everyone, Alvine here. Welcome into my cave this evening. I was just sitting here and having some lovely evening time and thought I'd make a video. This is my favourite time of night. I love it when it's dark. I love the darkness so much. I think it's because I have a real affinity, or one of the reasons, is because I have a real affinity for fire. I love warm light and I love having candles and just having fire burning around me. I'm a double Leo dragon, so that kind of explains the affinity for fire. And also I was born on the dark moon, so in terms of our ancestors, if they were ever going to have a fire, it probably would have been the dark moon, I'd say. So, fire. Tonight I thought I would do week 4 and 5 of the YouTube Pagan Challenge. Are you sick of hearing that yet? YouTube Pagan Challenge. So I'll talk about what the Wheel of the Year means to me and what this time of year means to me. So the Wheel of the Year originated in Eastern Europe, so it very much is, you know, based around the climate there and the experience of the seasons in that place and across that, what's the word, that height of the equator all around, you know. So there are places in America who actually experience very similar climate to that place. And there have been a few people on here who have talked about how the Wheel of the Year, you know, doesn't match up for them because their climate's different, and basically that band of the equator is going to get that climate and everywhere else is going to experience it a bit differently. So where I live at the bottom of Australia. So here it does get cold in winter, but we don't get snow. There's a few places in Victoria that do get snow, but it's not much at all. So Katie said this really well, Katie Flowers, and I'll link her video for this down below. She spoke about how in Australia our extreme time of year isn't winter as it is in some places in the Northern Hemisphere. It's actually summer. So we have, you know, fire danger and extreme temperatures in summer, and you know, the threat of bushfire is quite serious for a lot of places, and yeah, we get some really big ones here. So summer's actually that extreme time. So previously I haven't actually followed the Wheel of the Year. You know, last year I sort of I would take a few of the sabbats that felt right to me at the time and would kind of observe them, and that would be it. But this year I decided to follow each one of them and see how it fit into my practice, and if it did, and if they do, then to keep them, if not, then to discard them. But I wanted to give them all a real go. So the first one that I did this year was Lammas, or Lughnasadh, and I was like, oh, when I started to sort of think about what it meant to me and how I would observe it, I didn't think it would mean much, but I realised that the direction I was taking was to welcome back in the darkness. Now I have a real love, like autumn is my absolute favourite season. Lucky for me, there's 3 months. It's my favourite season, and I love winter too. Winter used to be my favourite season, and I think autumn is now. I adore the colours and all those warm colours again, and just the warmth with the crisp and the rains and storms that come. Just it's a really magical time. So it's my favourite season of the year. Or fall, as Americans call it. I decided this year to really take it on as welcoming back in the darkness, and I feel like in my own life it was very suited to where I'm at, because there's a lot of change happening for me at the moment, and there's a lot of shadows coming up for me as well. through the change that's happened. So, you know, I've moved recently and my son started school, so my whole kind of life structure has changed. You know, there's so much opportunity for growth and renewal, and, you know, there's a lot of things that I have the opportunity to say goodbye to now, you know, to get rid of and get them gone out of my life. And also creating this channel has brought up a lot of shadow for me, which has been really good. Like, I feel ready to face it. And a lot of it has to do with, interestingly enough, what I'm learning about my astrological, I think, astrological signs, so sun, moon and rising. But I think I'll talk about that in another video because we're talking about Wheel of the Year. I'm getting off on a tangent. So, Lammas. This year was, yeah, I didn't think it would be that powerful to begin with, but then it turned out, you know, all this symbolism was here for me, and it really was powerful. I actually met a deity on the evening, and I hadn't expected that to really happen. I am a pantheist, as I said, so I believe that her energy is, you know, more of an archetypal kind of energy, but I'm still exploring, and that's only where I'm at now, and who knows where I'll be in a week, a month, a year, you know. So for the moment, you know, I feel like I'm tapping into parts of myself, but I think it's so much more expansive and intricate than just an archetype. And again, I won't go into that all in this video. If you guys are interested in sort of my beliefs on that, I can talk about that in a different video. Sorry, I don't look at the camera much when I'm thinking. I've noticed I'm like really not looking at the camera today because my brain's going do 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 do. I don't think very well in the face of the camera. So I met a deity, and I really didn't expect that to happen to me, and she came to me, God, so strongly that day. Like during the day, just I had all these plans, you know. I was going to because Lu is the Celtic god who is celebrated on that day, and he is the god, you know, of craftsmanship. And so I decided I was going to do several crafts during the day, and I did craft, but very differently to what I thought. Basically, she swooped in and just bam, like took over. It was actually the day that I filmed my little walk in the park, my nature walk, and it was right after, literally like 2 minutes after I shut off the filming for that video, like just bam, I got these signs, and like it was intense, and all this stuff happened after that. So I may talk about that in another video. It's a bit more mystery for you. Gotta keep them guessing. Yeah, so it turned out to be a very powerful evening for me, and I'm working with her at the moment to kind of see where it goes. I don't know, you know, whether she'll stay, if she's in my life for this period of time, and there isn't much about her out there, but what there is, you know, I can really see, and from what I felt, like she is absolutely for this time in my life, and perfect for this season too. Really about that, you know, that death occurring, the death crone in a way. But she's just, it's interesting because I see her, now that I see her in my past. Does that make sense? Like there's all these symbols and signs around me, and things that I've collected and things I've desired, and they just equal to her, you know. She encompasses those. So anyway, so for me, turned out to be a very powerful time of year. And someone else said in another video that for them, this time of year means whatever is happening in their life at the time, basically. So I feel like that too, at least again for the time being. And my experience of the land is very different to perhaps what it would be if I lived in the north, even if it was this time of year. You know, coming into winter it's not an extreme thing, you know, like I can still grow things outside. Not all of the things that I normally would, but it's still greenish outside, you know. yeah, the land is still somewhat fertile, so very different experience. Anyway, that is the Wheel of the Year and what this time of year means to me. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I hope it wasn't too rambly. I haven't sort of done one like this before, but I've been wanting to, so hopefully it was interesting. I wish you all much love and many blessings, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.